Welcome everyone. We're sitting in the workshop. Thank you AustCham for giving me the opportunity to introduce my company. It's called South Trade. We started our company in 2012. We focused then mainly on South African wines, but since we've branched out into ciders, beers and spirits, also wines from France and New Zealand. And what we're looking now is to import some Australian wines. Since then, we've grown into a few outlets in Korea. What we want to do is complete the full supply chain. We have a manufacturing facility of wine in South Africa. So we have the import company, we have the outlets, and we're growing as we go. What we've done in F&B in 2014, I was in a position to open a bottle shop alongside my office. That soon turned into a bar. And in 2015, we were lucky enough to have our first floor open. It used to be a mechanic shop, and we teamed up with AE Brands Korea, then SAB Miller, in conjunction with Pilsner Cal, and we opened up a pop-up venue. And since then, it's still ticking along. It was only supposed to be open for 7 months, but it's grown into a local spot to come to, watch the rugby, watch the footy, and a bit of cricket and most sports we show here. Then in 2018, with a good Aussie mate of mine, we opened a restaurant, once again with a lot of support from Pilsner Cal. We opened up 1842. The date is very significant because that's the first time Pilsner Cal was made. It's a Czech-themed, European-themed restaurant. We focus on steaks, good hearty meals. We focus a lot on community events. We've hosted a few AustCham events, loads of company events. It's a very large space, so we're quite versatile. Other challenges, the language, yes, that is a challenge. I still find it difficult, but I do get a good reaction when at least you try to speak Korean. I'm not fluent, I would say about 50%, but I can get along. And with the F&B side of it, I find Koreans are very keen to explore, but still like to keep a little bit of their own things in their dining and their social life. So what we've done at, for example, 1842 is our dishes are prepared for a group. From an advice point of view for small business owners, suppose just keep. It's not always going to be fun and easy. Learn from people, learn from your mistakes. What's quite interesting about Korea, and I think it's different than other expat countries. You've got access to a lot of knowledge. Where you go to networking events and you meet people, you can establish great relationships without being in the same industry. And through those people you meet, you actually pick up a lot of knowledge. And I found that was amazing to me. I've met great people from the US, India, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore. It's phenomenal. And that's the life of an expat, and it's very informative. And listen, you don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to listen sometimes. With the Korean wine market, it's quite an interesting wine market. As the first time I arrived here, it was very difficult to find a good wine, and the biggest thing about it is an affordable one. Not paying $20 for a glass of wine, that's definitely not worth it. But what's amazing is Korea has grown so quickly in that segment that the palate used to be a big palate, and it developed very quickly into a very sophisticated palate. Korean people are very well read, so they do their research. If they're into something, they make sure they know most of it. They've got access to blogs that give them a lot of information. So what I found is as long as you have a story behind your brand and a bit of traction in telling that story, then your brand gets a lot stronger and a lot of brand loyalty. That's the Korean wine market. For people that want to enter the Korean wine market, what I found, and I might be wrong, the bottom entry-level market and the high-end market. Those are the more competitive ones at the moment. The middle market has been taken, in my opinion, by Chile and France. So for anyone that wants to enter that market, it's either low-end or lower high-end. Look us up. We're in Yongsan, we're in Hanamdong, in Haebangchon. So come and join us at the pub or at the restaurant and have a bit of fun. If you want to find us online, you can find us on Shuttle, on Bearmin, on Kupang Eats, and you can even order beer from us through that shuttle delivery service. So yeah, look us up.